Welcome back to Missin Curfew. Updog, our first segment brought to you by our good friends, your boys, Life Force. Promo code
is Curfew. By the way, just to touch on it, I did my Life Force call this morning.
Am I signed up yet? I think I signed up the other day.
You're signed up. I got you signed up. I had my follow-up after my second blood draw. I got some good news. Elevated fucking levels. My hormone levels are getting up there. Maybe that's why I got so much energy for the weekend that I had.
They said, hey, you're still horny.
Yeah, they mentioned that.
Hey, listen, you're 39 and you're just as horny as you were when you're 25.
Yeah, no, but I was like, my energy's good. I'm sleeping well. I kind of went through this whole thing with them. And the doctor was like, cause he did my first kind of consultation. So I hadn't talked to him in 6 months or so, but he's like, yeah, you look like you're feeling good. How you doing? I'm like, I got to say, it never felt better. What else have we got? What else can I get? So we're going to try to elevate the hormone levels a bit. Got a couple secret sauces for that.
Wow.
But I love the product, and then the consultation, the guy I have is super cool, the doctor. And so I promote this company, not just because they're friends of the pod, but just because I personally feel incredible. I'm 39 now. Fuck, we just had a birthday.
You're 39, buddy.
39. I still feel like fucking when I watch some of these guys play hockey, I can get out there. I don't know what it is, Obs, but
I used to chirp you about not being able to. I got a funny story in the rundown I heard over the weekend watching hockey. If this guy almost came back after 6 years, so maybe you could up, dog. I mean,
no. So, anyways, yeah, Life Force. We're big fans of Life Force here at this.
So they ask you how many times you jerk off a week or anything like that.
How many times? No, a day. I'm like,
hey, listen, those are rookie numbers. We gotta get those numbers up. Life Force segment's called National League. I can talk about anything else than hockey, really. Should we try to switch this podcast up?
Life, it's
hockey.
It's lifestyle.
If people would still listen to the podcast if we don't talk hockey, let us know, because we may just switch the whole thing up here. But National League, take a little trip around the league that we love, we miss. Paychecks we miss the most of anything.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, those Tampa Bay Lightning guys, we could say it. They played a round of golf with those boys, and they went into San Jose, won a game. For those teams out there that sit in your fucking hotel rooms, that's why you don't win cups. They go out, they have a good day, they play golf,
have dinner.
They go in, they beat the San Jose Sharks. I bet them.
Yeah.
Good job, boys.
Yeah.
They got the escrow check back, and they were getting their first paycheck.
Yeah,
I was jealous. When they said the first paycheck's coming tomorrow, I was like, fuck, I missed that up.
Best day of the year is Christmas.
Fuck. And especially after a long summer, hanging out with you in Loops, the Amex is... you're like, I need that check back. We're gonna start the Atlantic Division up, dog, right at the top with the Boston Bruins 8-1. Listen, they're rolling.
What are they eating out east there?
Fucking clam
oysters,
chowder, oysters.
Holy shit!
Yeah,
Brad Marchand, 2 hip surgeries. He's just buzzing.
Lobster rolls. He is buzzing. He got fucking Nick Foligno with a pie in the face for his birthday the other day. And Foligno chased him, and Marchand was just flying. I'm like, it looks good to me.
Yeah, those hips don't lie.
The Bruins are rolling, man. Listen, Marchand's back, I believe. He is back. McAvoy is skating. That's their best forward, arguably, and their best defenseman. Listen, the kid that's taking advantage of Marchand being out, I've ripped him more than anyone. I got to give him some credit. Taylor Hall. He's playing well. I think he's got four or 5 goals. As you know, as an ex-player up, dog, it's all about opportunity. When you're given that opportunity, no matter if you're a first liner, fourth liner, you want to take advantage of it. He's done that. Without him, I don't think the Bruins are 8-1. I like this team. I got to give some love to Matty Fernandez. He's like, I can't believe you fucking put the bees in the fucking Wildcat. I'm like, listen, bro, they're getting old. And now he's loving it.
It's hard for us in our, the last 10 years to even think that the Bruins, aren't going to make the playoffs, right? Always competitive. Patrice Bergeron, they've had goaltending, Tuukka Rask. What I like is how they're playing in front of Jim Montgomery. I think he's a great coach. I think he's a great guy. I had him in Dallas for a little bit. The Blues guys loved him as an assistant coach. I think he's got them all playing with confidence and he's a veteran guy, so he treats his veterans with respect.
Exactly.
They want to play hard for him. David Krejci coming back was a big part of their team. I know he's hurt right now.
He is banged up, but that's a great point by you. And for how we talk about hockey IQ or hockey sense, right?
Yeah.
Listen, that guy has it through the fucking roof, man. And for him to come back and just jump back in the National League like that after playing the Czech League.
Fuck yeah.
Like, it wasn't like he's playing the KHL or Swiss.
He was just sick of the COVID shit. He was just done
with it. I think him And listen, Bruce Cassidy's doing a good job in Vegas. We're going to get to Vegas here in a bit.
Probably that.
But and I was never a good player like Krejci, but he runs a course. Like, I don't want to listen to Cassidy anymore. I'm going to go play in Czech. Like, right? Like,
played in his hometown.
Yeah.
Right?
And maybe COVID had something to do with it too. I don't know. But I mean, he's been impressive ups. They look like, I think we talked about the Pittsburgh Penguins, who we both love. This team feels like, hey, we got one more in us too. They're
playing tonight. Mm-hmm. Big match tonight. Boston
Bruins
Pitt.
Pens. Look at you, bud.
Boston Pitt tonight, Tuesday night. Big match. Big match.
Nice, eh? Take that in.
Who are you going to take tonight?
I got like 12 games I got to watch.
Yeah. Fuck, so
we got to get a bet in here soon too before the early games.
I might quit betting. I'm just kidding.
We should. Me and you, we both should quit betting. But
I fucking, if DraftKings wasn't so goddamn good to us.
I know.
Smack my bookie right across the face right now.
Same game parlays, baby. DraftKings. Listen up, dog. We're going to go down the ladder here. Down the ladder of the Atlantic to the Maple Leafs, who are 4-4-2. Shit is going crazy in Toronto. I was on the Fan 590 yesterday doing my thing, calling them soft, and they don't have a right-handed defenseman that's any good. They're D-stink. Listen, I think Sheldon Keefe, to me, when he, I talked about it last week, but that game in Winnipeg puts Clifford and Simmons in there. Not saying they have to play every night. Changes the lineup. They lose to Vegas. They lose to San Jose. They lose to the Ducks. He benches Mitch Marner with, I believe, 8 minutes to go. If I'm wrong on that, sorry, fellas. For one shift. One shift ain't sending a message, right? I've been benched more than anyone. I would put myself up there for being benched more than anyone.
Tortorella wouldn't have sat him for one shift.
Fuck no. He would have said, take your skates off, you're done. If you're going to try to send a message, and I truly believe that, when a guy's making $11 million up, all you can really do is take his ice time, right? Like, what other message are you going to send Mitch Marner? You're not going to scratch him.
Unless you want to publicly say something about him, but that to me isn't, that's not taking the high road as a coach, right? Like just going to the media. I think you do it on the ice. I think you do it in the dressing room in front of his teammates. At least that's the way I've always worked.
Yeah.
And let's be honest, in the Wendell Clark, Dougie Gilmore, Pat Burns days, those guys are those are accountable
glory days. Those
accountable days.
Yeah, those are my favorite team, but that team right
You know what I mean? They're not just fucking, guys in the room would sit you down if you're a reason for the play being what it is.
They just don't play hard enough. And when I watch them play, and I watch the Buds play a lot, Kel Yankrook, right? You wouldn't say he's a hard guy to play against, right? But when I watch him play compared to guys that have been in the Leafs organization for years, he plays harder.
Yeah.
He checks harder.
From the Nashville organization.
He forechecks harder.
Play hard.
He back checks harder. Like you could just notice if you watch the Leafs play, watch him. You'll be like, wow, this guy's playing a little bit harder than Engvall, Reese, Malgin, Kempf, Kerfoot. I mean, Kerfoot tries. He's just tiny. I don't know, Uppy. I mean, I just think their back end too, when you look at it, and William Nylander contract now looks amazing for Kyle Dubas, but you never really went out and got a right-handed D-man to play with Morgan Riley. Like, I guess Littlegren's hurt, Jordy Ben's hurt, Muzzin's hurt, so they are banged up on the back end. But I don't know.
What do you think the Leafs got to do to get out of this pressure that's being poured on them? What do they got to strip off? 3 wins, 7 wins in a row, 10 wins? I mean, let's be honest. I put Sheldon Keefe on the hot seat to start the season off. I think if we had a line, I was like, what are the odds and who are the coaches that are on the hot seat if, they don't start off well? Who is my number one?
You said Sheldon Keefe. And I
said if the Leafs don't have a great start, and I had them to make the playoffs. I think I had them up top of their division, to be honest. But I was like, without a great start, this guy's replaceable.
You were right. I mean, he's feeling the heat. I don't care what he says. Kyle Dubas is...
He doesn't have an answer for anything.
Well, fuck.
He's first he said something about their top players, and then he retracted it and said, I'm not putting pressure on those guys. Fucking say it. Your best players got to be your best players. And if they're fighting the puck, we probably don't win a lot of hockey games. We don't have great depth.
I mean, their D right now is Morgan Riley, who's unbelievable. They're lucky he took a little discount to stay in Toronto. He could have got more in the open market. Victor Mete, TJ Brody. I love Broads. He's a great kid. I played with him for a cup of coffee in Calgary. He's making $5 million. He's a human clock killer. He doesn't do anything good. He probably doesn't do anything bad, but he doesn't do anything good. And for 5 fucking bananas, you better be making a play or getting it on net. He'll get on the blue line, dump it in the corner. Get on the blue line, dump it in the corner. I'm like, fucking put it to the net or something.
Human clock killer.
Human clock killer.
It's on his Wikipedia page.
This poor Justin Hall.
Yeah, you've been saying this. He's been struggling, right?
I feel for this guy. I was lucky. I played in Vancouver.
Is he number 3 in the rotation?
He plays too many minutes too.
Yeah.
He's throwing pizzas like it's going out of style though. You got Gio, never going to chirp Gio, not the player he once was.
No.
Rasmus Sandin, soft, undersized. It is what it is. You know, I just think with that D, Ben's out, Muzzin's out, and Liljegren's out. I get it, folks. I get it, but I don't know, Updog. And our old coach, Uncle Barry, where's he hanging out now? He's not in Winnipeg. I know
Trotzy?
that. Nashville?
Trotzy's in Nashville, yeah.
Yeah, of course he is.
He's living off 12th South, and it's a sick little area.
Yeah, that's where he should be. He deserves that. He said it would be, did he say a lifelong dream, or it would be fun to coach the original 6 team a couple weeks ago?
He would have interest in coaching a original 6 team, but I think there's more to the story. He's not just gonna. I'll tell you why. The thing about Barry Trotz is but the thing about Trotzy is, and fuck, he'd be the first one to tell you, he needs a great team around him to coach. Well, so does he have that already? Has he put those pieces together? Because he's not just going to come in solo mission with 2 new assistant coaches and have a game plan to take the Toronto Maple Leafs to the next level, I think. He's always had great assistant coaches around him. I agree. He's the face.
I agree.
And he's the, let's go, guys.
I agree.
But at the end of the day, like in these heated moments in the game, he's a little like kind of all over the place. Like he is.
I know what you're saying. Yeah.
He has a great team.
I would think he's
on his bench.
I would say he's probably better now than when we had him, especially when you had him, because you were real young.
Yeah.
And I was halfway through my career. But yeah. But if you're Barry Trotz, you bring in, what does he bring in? Peter Hornachuk with him? Remember Peter?
No, yeah, I do remember Peter.
And Peter's a great guy.
Yeah. Lane Lambert took over his job in the Isle.
In the island. I'm just saying, and I got this question for you.
Yeah.
They asked me this on the Fan 590. Would Austin Matthews want to play for a guy like Barry Trotz, or would he be interested in signing an extension? Listen, we stirred the pot here months ago about on Missin Curfew. We started the rumors of Matthews to LA or Tempe if they get a new barn. We don't think he's resigning. And you heard it here first. We started the rumor. But would he want to win a Stanley Cup in his next years in Toronto? Absolutely. And then would he stay? Maybe. If you win a Stanley Cup in the next 2 years with Austin Matthews, maybe he does stay. Barry Trotz will help these guys learn how to play defense. They make hope plays. And I will give Mitch Marner credit. He said this the other day on one of his interviews when they got back to Toronto. We're making too many hope plays. And they are. And I chirped John Tavares about making 11.5 bananas. He's their best player right now. Him and Nylander. He plays in straight lines. He forechecks. I mean, they can get out of this. And I think Sheldon Keefe's a good coach. I think Barry Trotz would be a great fit there. I really do. Time will tell.
I think he's a great option. I just don't like their team a lot. I think I've questioned their goaltending. I've questioned, paying these guys that much money to just be 1-2 and then not have any depth. Like you don't like Poltis Humberg as a third line center. Yeah, who the fuck is that? And then Poltis, relying on a goalie like Matt Murray. He's not. He's hurt.
Well, they're lucky Samsonov, aka used to be Samsonov, changed his name to Samsonov. He's better goalie. If he wasn't kicking, they would be fucked. They wouldn't even be 4-4-2. They'd be whatever.
Yeah.
I mean,
call me a philosopher? Velociraptor. No, like a dinosaur here. When I say I can't watch these games,
you would be a velociraptor, I think, if you were a dinosaur.
Horny.
Or that one that spits the fucking juice out of his.
I can't watch these games and feel bad for these teams when it's like these fucking come back and throw these pucks into the middle and just and like drop passes and shit. If I did one drop pass, and I'm saying not just me, there'd be 10 guys on my team. If you came in and did this like no look drop pass for a turnover, odd man rush on the other, you're fucking sitting down.
It's so funny.
There used to be 1 or 2 guys in your team who could do that.
So Kess told a story on Chicklets last week about Mark Crawford in his first year. He comes out, same thing as you're saying, comes across, does a drop pass, guy gets a shot on net, Kess like, good play. Goes back to the Krentz, Crawford goes, you fucking do another drop pass in NHL, you never fucking play again. Like that's how we grew up, right?
Yeah.
Like it's like, nowadays they're like.
So I get it. You're going to have some highlight goals. But you're going to lose these games, and then it's going to be answered to the media, and your coach is going to get fired. And
totally. And like people, maybe guys, the fellas out there that are listening, are like, but you just told that people in Vancouver relax. Well, the expectations in Vancouver aren't what they are in Toronto, right? Vancouver's not a Stanley Cup contending team. I think they can make the playoffs. I think they have a good enough team to get in. Toronto lost in the first round for 5 years straight. They got arguably the best player on the planet. Their payroll is fucking up there, right? Scratching the cap. Their top players make the most money in the league besides McKenna now. there should be pressure here.
Yeah,
it's fucking time.
I know.
Matthews has got 2 years left. It's time now.
Yeah.
So
I agree.
I would love to see Barry Trotz come. I like Sheldon Keefe. I don't really want to see him get fired. I think it's going to happen, but old Uncle Barry stirring the pot. I love it. Standing in the Atlantic Division, this team you talk about, DraftKings losing me money, the Buffalo Sabres. They're good. If anyone's wondering, I chirped Kevin Adams on this same podcast too. I guess he knew what he's. I mean, when you have that many first overall picks, you got to be good eventually, right? Darlene,
Edmonton
Owen Power,
fucked it all up, but
yeah.
No, they're good. They're really good. I fall into this in this situation too. I said I chirped the Tage Thompson deal.
I know.
I did play with him, mind you, and I do know of him as a young player, but he's fucking nasty right now. And I mean, he's nasty in some games. He's had other games that he hasn't been, and there's been stuff written on him saying he could be more, consistent and whatnot. But what he did last night was pretty special. And you're playing the Wings. It's like a rival game. It's a big game, and they just fucking peppered the old Wingies.
Yeah, and you know what? We both sit here and chirp Tage Thomas, and right now he's our Canadips promo code Curfew Calls. This guy fucks. He's doing some fucking 6 goals, 6 assists, 12 points, and these aren't backdoor tap-in goals.
No, I know.
Even fucking Binger, Bacoli, came in today and was like, hey, you thought he played for Tampa. I was like, plays for Buffalo, but at least you're watching hockey there,
Yeah.
Bacoli. He's like, the goalie scored, he came in, I'm like,
yeah, it was nasty.
I did a little toe drag. I mean,
Is
listen.
it just me though? Am I still this prehistoric fucking human being here when I watch like the defensive plays on these guys? Like, do you see how much time he gets when he comes in and he just like does this? And
it's not like coming down on Pronger and Lindstrom and fucking Hatch and Niedermeyer. I know.
Just fucking, I don't know.
I know.
Get a stick on him.
Cross check him.
Take a penalty.
Slash him. Not allowed to do
cares?
that. Give him a stinky glove or something. Oh, I'm dog. It's soft as baby shit out there. But Tage Thompson, way to prove the boys wrong. This guy fucks.
Yeah,
presented by
holy
Canadips. Promo code
Curfew Calls, baby.
Staying around the National League up, dog. Something. Listen, I love the Panthers. Matty Tkachuk, our boys played unreal. Bill Zito's put his stamp on that team. He's also put another stamp. I was watching the telecast. They don't have a first round pick until 2026. I had to check my phone. I'm like, what fucking year is it?
Yeah. He gave away the next 3. Wow. 23, 24, and 25. Ben Sherratt was their 23. Throw it in the first round pick of 23. Claude Giroux, smorgasbord of a deal, and then they threw in the 24. And then our boy Brady Tkachuk, who, that deal, I even think fucking Maddie would tell us that deal is a little one-sided.
I mean, you got to give Brad Treliving tons of credit. I didn't know he got a first rounder in there too. I did not know that. I'll apologize.
He got Hubie. He got Weegsy. He got another kid, the Schmitzky.
Prospect.
Schmitzky.
Hey, Schmitter.
And then they got fucking a first rounder.
Listen, this is the thing about the deadline. Like, Sherratt and Giroux, right? Like the Panthers, they won the President's Trophy last year. I get it. Bill Zito's like, fuck, we have a chance to go. I told you before playoff time, though, that the way
they're a little soft.
Yeah, the way they played.
They're not built for playoffs.
They're not going to, I didn't think they were going to win the Stanley Cup. Do you not pull that trigger and bring in Sherratt and Giroux and then you have those first round picks? Like, that's a long time without I know free agency, this and that, but Bill,
4 years, bud.
Bill Zito's hoping that cap fucking continues to go up because he's going to need to sign guys, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But it's not a tough sell, as you would say, to get to South Florida.
He should have. Great point.
You're getting
agents. You're getting every Russian in the league. Every Russian, like Ovi's probably going to be like, yeah, you know what? I know I'm tickling Gretzky's record, but I just want to go down to Florida and play.
Ovi still should have went down. I know he wants to. He's never going to, but Bill Zito should get you to call the guys and just be like,
just tell them, right, how does it feel when you get off that bird?
Your sales pitch is unbelievable, boys. Get off the bird, jump in the Alpina. It's unbelievable. Doug, I had a little question here because it's been, fucking up some of my bets. And to you guys out there, check who's starting in net all the time. It's important, obviously, in hockey. Why don't goalies play a little bit more back-to-back? I get it if, we're late into the season, blah, blah, this and that. But the one in particular I'm talking about is Shesterkin plays Wednesday night at home against the Avalanche. They're playing the next night in Long Island. They jump on the subway and take the subway there. He goes with Halak. They lose 3-0. Like, can you not? Is that not a game where you want to put your backup or your number one back in there? Like these guys, I don't know if I would look so much as back-to-back as to, where I can get them rest. Where can I maybe start Halak 2 out of 3 games that week as the season goes on, right? Like, okay, as the season goes on, Columbus, teams aren't going to be good. Maybe I can give Shesterkin a rest there. Like, is back-to-back that important, I guess? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. A lot like planning rookie parties. I'm sure coaches sit down with their goalies and say, like, listen, this year, this is what we're thinking. These are the games back to back where right now, if things in a perfect world fell as they should, you're going to play these games. Now we have the MVP, we have Shesterkin. So we're like, if he's coming off and he's fucking feeling it and he's kicking and he's got a shutout and he's coming off and he's healthy as fuck, we're going to keep playing him. And then your backup never sees any biscuits other than the fucking Juice Boy that he's playing at the end of the game.
Oh, I miss Juice Boy.
It's a great game.
I lost a lot, but I like playing.
So 3-puck or Juice game, Juice Boy,
yeah.
Anyway, when is this guy going to get in? So I think they learned from that because they played him on Sunday in fucking
rights they did.
I know, and we lost because we took the first period over thinking it was their backup.
I thought they were going to. I can't get a read for Turk right now. Who he's fucking starting?
Just text him.
Oh, fuck. And great point. And this game I'm talking about last week where they lost 2 straight. They looked like shit against Columbus, cost me cheddar. They lost to Colorado in a shootout. Okay. You're going into Long Island. It's on ESPN. The building's rocking. Like, I think if I'm Igor Shesterkin, I go to Gallant and I say, listen, I know we had a plan. Fuck that. I'm kicking tonight. We're not going in and losing to Long Island. Granted, Sorokin absolutely played unbelievable in the first period. The Rangers should have been up. But Halak lets in a kind of a softie the first one. Game over. Next thing you know, 2-3-0. So, I don't know. Maybe we should get a next goalie on here. Maybe Mike Smith. I wonder what Smitty's doing and talk about back-to-back games. But as a bettor, as a guy who needs some wins, don't be afraid. Hey, Ups?
I like it.
Don't be afraid. Should have taken the under. Pacific Division out here. Vegas Golden Knights sitting at the top of it. I love that. First and foremost, up dog, the new Iron Man. Bill Kessel, 990 straight games. Not only that, he scored his 400th goal in it. It was great unbelievable. Goal. It, to me, is why Phil's still in the league, right? He got it. He used his speed. Got it behind the San Jose Sharks defenseman. God knows who's even playing D for them. Jacob Magner or somebody. Got by him and goes short side Titty. Like, that's why he's still in the league. But it was amazing, man. You could see how happy the boys were for him.
I would say, it's an incredible feat. I think it's something that, Cal Ripken Jr. tweets at him.
That was sick.
990 games in a row is nuts. To play 990 games, period, is nuts.
Totally.
And with a body like that and with a hair
that's
like that, that's why it's all time.
I love it.
You can't pull it. I'm a big Phil Kessel fan. I've always been. He was, he's a couple years younger than me, but came in the league and, dealt with some stuff early in Boston, went to Toronto, same shit. Played with our boy Lupul. Loops loved him. And then found uber success in Pittsburgh, playing just below the top guys. There was limited pressure. He got to play exactly the style of game you're talking about, where takes advantage of opportunities, is fast, has a puck possession game, knows his role, and is a great teammate. And that, as we say here on Missin Curfew, to be a great teammate is the best.
Yeah.
Someone saying the best stuff about you.
Best compliment ever.
Best compliment ever. Jesus Christ.
I'll tell you what, it's the old, I love that Phil did it too. It's the old saying,
holy fact.
You can't pull an ab if you don't have any. Right? Can't pull an ab if you don't have any, Phil. Little corner weight never hurt anyone. For all you strength coaches out there that think you got it figured out, Phil says, hey, but the way he can skate's impressive. So congrats to him. Keep it going. Battle of Alberta. Now, the Oilers did win on Saturday night. But if I just gave Jack Campbell 5 years, $5.5 million, I get it. He's struggling. Stuart Skinner's come in and played well. I'm putting him in the fucking fire right away. Hey, get in there, buddy. Let's see how you do against, get in there. Like, Calgary, get in the Saddledome. Chances are we're going to have to come back here in the playoffs again. The Battle of Alberta could happen again, which would be unbelievable. I know they got one more game at the Saddledome, but I was shocked when I flipped that on Saturday night. What great uniforms, by the way. And he wasn't in there up dog.
Yeah.
You got to throw him in there. You just gave him fucking 25 bananas.
No. The struggles are real. And I think points are, it's how your team's performing in front of the guys usually, right?
I
know.
So
they read body language. Maybe he's banged up. Who the fuck knows? But they found a way to win that game, shockingly enough, because they were down and came back.
They won 3-2, right?
Yeah, but they were down. They were down 2-1 in the third. And there's no magic fucking potion to all this. It's rolling with guys that are going to give your team the best chance of winning. And whether that's a young goalie kicking or, It's this guy you gave 5.5 to. I don't know.
I get it. Listen, the Oilers are 6-3. They're going to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
To me, it's more like, Jack, you got to get in that fucking net tonight in the Saddledome because we're going to be back here in fucking May. And I need to know how you're going to, can you handle it here? Hockey night. I know he played in Toronto. He went through some off-ice stuff in Toronto. I don't know Soupy that well. The little time I've talked to him, he seems like a great guy. And you talk about teammates, everyone loves this guy that plays with them. But if I'm Woodcroft, I'm like, fella, listen, I know you're not fighting up. Get in there tonight and steal one for us. Let's go into the Battle of Alberta. You're going to win this game tonight. I believe in you. Mm-hmm. Don't start fucking Stuart Skinner. I mean, the kid played great, but to me, it's like, I need you, Soupy. Let's go. This is the start of where we're going to fucking get it going.
Yeah. You want to pump him up.
Let's go.
Give him the fucking opportunity and the platform. Let's fucking go.
Yeah. I'd be like, listen, you know when the Saddledome is the best? When it's fucking quiet and they're booing and throwing Flames jerseys on them. Let's go get these guys.
Yeah.
Not, hey, you sit on the bench here making 5 bananas. I'm going to give it to Stuart.
Yeah.
I don't know.
When they got Markey kicking. Yeah. It's like size up.
Size up. So
fight somebody.
Stylish. We like style here. Mr. Curfew Dog, a stylish guy. We're looking good with their Goodlife stuff on. These young pups, these young fuckers got the world by the balls out here in Southern California. Zegras, McTavish, and Drysdale rolling into the barn.
Gucci shoes, no socks.
Fuck. I like the vest
tight
look.
Cuff.
Right?
Vesty.
I like the vest look for Zeke. I don't know. I was once again, Uppy, I was a little jealous of these young guys looking sharp.
Yeah, again, that's 3 guys knowing their role. Coming in
looking
Southern
good,
California, coming out of their, Ziegs is driving that nice top-down Bronco by our boy Dennis Shannon.
Is that what
Yeah. I mean, he's rolling up in style and just coming out, fucking rocking the Gucci's.
Zegras, I saw him coming when Getzlaff had his press conference to retire. I'm driving back down the 5 and I'm fucking flies by me, Zegras. So he didn't have the Bronco at the time, but shirt off, window down, him and Max Jones. I'm like, these boys are living the dream. So keep looking sharp, fellas. Ducks. Big win for the Ducks tonight against the Leafs. I don't know. Kings are playing better ups. 6-5. It's a good division. Canucks finally won. Haven't lost since I put them on the milk carton. Speaking of the milk carton, it's coming up right now. It's presented by our good friends at Goodlife, promo code
Curfew.
First of all, I'm going to put the Columbus Blue Jackets on the milk carton just because I picked them to make the playoffs. They are sitting here right now at 3-7.
Little bang.
Listen, Patrick Liney, if you're going to wear that fucking suit or whatever it was you wore to the game after
Don't
your first
be hard
game.
on your boy now.
Well,
you need him to score 31.
I know. You can't get shit kicked like they did that night, and you got to get it going here, boys. You got to get it going. Like, I seen them play in New York. I'm like, wow, they played unbelievable. Unbelievable. Next night, when I take them up against the Phoenix Coyotes, Arizona Coyotes, they lose at home to the Coyotes like 5-2.
Yeah, it's a bad game. Coyotes are stinging a few people right now.
Yeah, we're going to get into the Coyotes. I want to mention one thing about their team. So I'm putting the Columbus Blue Jackets on the milk carton. And then second ups, I've bit my lip all year about the refs because I don't want to be that old fucking, guy on the, defenseman. But listen, I keep seeing this call, refs, where they lift the guy's stick from underneath and it doesn't hit his hands. If they lift the stick and it hits his hands, fine, you can fucking call it because I know you're horned up to call a fucking hooking penalty. But if it's under the stick up and it doesn't touch his hands, quit fucking calling it. It's driving me bananas.
What do they want the guys to do?
I know. How are you supposed to get the puck back? So I'm putting the refs on the milk carton up, dog. Lift the stick. That's what you were taught when we were coming up.
And they don't want it to come parallel, I think, right?
They don't want it to come parallel, but I don't even think this is speaking like an old dinosaur. I don't even think if you lift it from underneath, you get his hands, it should be a penalty. But they're going to call that. I've accepted that.
Wow.
But if I lift your stick and it doesn't touch your hands and my stick gets parallel with yours, it's not a penalty to me. And it's been called a lot in the last couple of weeks. And I don't know. I had to put the refs on. I had to put the refs on the milk carton. Sorry, Peeler, putting the refs on the milk carton.
Oh, I mean, no, that's fucking penalties are penalties. But come on, boys, let the kids play.
Yeah, right. I know. I've had enough of it. So, anyone want to chuck on there? You want to chuck anybody on there?
I thought I had one, but I
Russell
don't
Wilson. You want to put him on there again?
Ah, fuck. He's permanently on there.
He's permanently on there.
Nah, I don't have anyone right now.
That's all right, but you don't have to put it on every week. Little Central Division dive in here, up dog. First of all, I want to give some love to Luke Richardson. He's got the Hawks rolling 4-3-2.
Christ.
Listen, I'll tell you what about the Hawks, my man. Number 19 for the Hawks is starting to look like number 19 of when he was beating me out in the second round back-to-back years and giving me a few minuses. He looks good. 88's doing his thing. They got some young guys, Max Domi, who we're a fan of. He's playing well.
Yeah.
But I think it falls under Luke Richardson. He's come in there. I play with Lucky Luke. He came up with the stretch the body, stretch the career. Great guy. I knew he'd have an impact. I didn't think it would be this quick. And for the Blackhawks in long term, I mean, when 19's looking this good and you have 88 to trade, if they want to trade him, I think I don't know. It's a good story.
Yeah, at least they're building draft picks, knowing the rebuild's happening and keeping those guys right now. I mean, they're the only two left in that room that have won those cups. So to me, like around those younger players, it's something you can't fucking repeat, right?
Yeah.
Like you need to keep some guys and keep. So Jonathan Toews, you're telling me he's playing?
He looks good, man.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm happy. As much as I used to fucking want to kill him and called him a nerd and fucking, have a beer with the boys, you fucking nerd. I think he called me a cancer one. You're a cancer, O'Brien. Fuck you, Taves.
Sitting's the new cancer.
Yeah, he looks good, man. So it's a good story. Lucky Luke Richardson, keep her going. Up dog. The Avalanche, listen, I sat here last year with you and put all my money on it. We bet against the Blues and Avs in the playoffs. We went to the finals and they got it done. It's happy for Landy and Nate and all the boys there. Kiefer. They're obviously not the same team. We looked at their lineup before the game here. Like, I'm going to pull it up again. Like, their depth guys are just, I mean, when you take Landy, who's hurt right now, Kadri obviously out of the lineup, Barakowski left. Evan Rodriguez is finally starting to play better. He's up on the top line right now with McKinnon and Rantanen. But like we go through that fourth line, like I don't even know any of them.
McDonald, Maltsev, and Cott.
Yeah, I mean I've watched this Cott and Maltsev play. I think McDonald was there a bit last year, but they got to find a way to make a little bit more of a difference. But to me, this is when you're thin up front, and we love their back end. Their second power play unit up dog. I've never seen this before. 3D on the power play.
They should just they should make a forward line out of the defense. Look at them.
I know.
You could put arguably, Eric Johnson up the middle, Byram on the left wing, and Sam Girard on right wing. Just fuck it. They could be your third. They could be your rover forward line.
I'll tell you what I would do on that fourth line, though. I would put big Curtis McDermott in there just to have him in there. I mean, because I watched the Avs play a lot. Their fourth line's doing nothing. So you might as well have the big boy out there so they know he's out there, so they're scared of him. I don't know.
Like, I love Lehkonen, and you have Comfer and O'Connor. To me, they look the same, and they actually play the same way.
Yeah, they do. They're going to have to trade, in my opinion.
That's a tough second line, but
they're going to have to trade if this is. I mean, Sakic, you did an unbelievable job last year at the deadline, but
who's out right now? Again?
You got to trade, to me, Sammy Girard at one point for a second line center. Right now, Landeskog's out, Helm, and the big Russian train.
Oh, see, so that's a full, yeah.
Darren Helm's going to help their fourth line, but they still need a second line center. And when you have Taves, Makar, Bo Byram, Girard, Manson, Eric Johnson, you're willing to trade them. You're willing to fucking Halloween tuckered you out, eh?
Yeah, it's fucking too many coffees this morning.
Up dog the Blues. Fucking Blues. They got pumped by the Canadians and Kings. You worried about them at all? Or they lost 7-4 to the Canadians.
I know. And they had the game actually, like the first period, they played well. You got to be beating Montreal Canadiens at home. I mean, that's just I don't know if it's collective or if it's, if it's fucking goaltending, if it's, I don't know what it is, but they gotta.
I'll tell you what it is.
They don't look fast.
I've been watching them. Yeah, they look fucking slow.
They look slow. Yeah.
And I'm more concerned this because they've never been a fast team. Their structure, like Craig Berube, like that's his thing. Like structure to me, I don't know. I'm not writing them off because they got character and veteran and championship pedigree. But listen, you're costing me cheddar, boy, so figure it out. The Coyotes played the first game at Mullett Arena, up dog. The atmosphere is unbelievable. I was texting with Tyson Nash the other day. He loved it. Listen, I mean, you played in Glendale. It sucked. Sucked as a home team. Sucked.
I'd rather play in front of 5,000.
They got a plan here. Yeah. I thought it was great. I want to go to a game.
When are we going?
I don't know. We should go soon.
Let's put a date on where it's rock and roll downtown.
Yeah.
And we can catch.
Maxie's got a date for us.
We can catch like a team we played for. Catch some guys.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Maxie's got a little thing early January. January 6th, they're playing the Pittsburgh Penguins. And there's like an ASU game. Maybe we hit that one up.
January 6th riots right downtown. And
the only bad thing about it, and this is why they're going on the road for 14. They go on a 14 game road trip after, I think they leave right now or something. But the dressing rooms. Did you see the visiting team dressing room?
They're working on them, right?
They
were tough.
Start working on them.
I mean, it looks like a fucking pop-up ringette tournament.
It fucking does. It does. I like it though. I'm going to a game. I'm getting drunk. I'll wear the mullet, whatever. I'm going to the student section.
Are they wearing mullets in there? I don't know.
They did the first game. They had these
they
little mullet headbands they gave out. Old mullet arena. Last but not least, we got to talk about the New Jersey Devils. Our boy Frosty. Fucking, I said the best thing about the fucking New Jersey Devils this year is going to be Frosty's hair because it's National League. I'm wrong, my man. Listen, they're playing great. And I talked about how they're undersized up front, and they are, but their D are big. And that beauty Ken Danico told me first. I watched New Jersey play a lot the last week to 10 days. Their D are big. Their forwards are small. And maybe in the new NHL, that's the way you do it. Maybe you get these fast fuckers up front with super skill and try to get some size on the back end.
Block the front of the net.
Yeah.
Shoot the puck hard.
Yeah.
Play physical.
Yeah.
Winning hockey, eh?
They're 6-3, man. They're
That's
second.
crazy.
They're second
6
in the
and 3.
Metro. They're
Awesome.
second in the Metro.
I mean, the fact that they're ahead of the Rangers 9-10 games in is nuts to me. Hurricanes are doing things that we expected them to do.
Fucking Flyers. Flyers are banged up. 5-2-1.
It's nice to get fucking 5 wins out of the way in the first 10.
Pittsburgh. Fuck, that road trip out. We talked about the Buffalo Sabres.
Yeah.
Maybe Pitt was going out a little bit too much for that West Coast because they got fucking smoked.
Who's taking them out on the road?
I don't know. I think a road trip like that, though, if you're an East Coast League team, Eastern Conference team, and you go out there and you have older guys, that wears on you a little bit, right?
See, now we're talking. This is good for betting right now.
Yeah, like you're like,
right? You look at the squad. The guys are like, I'd rather be home with my kids and chilling.
Cold. It was snowing in Calgary and Edmonton, and then you got to go to Seattle. It's raining. There's homeless people.
The worst.
There's homeless people everywhere in Seattle. You're like, look at this guy.
Yeah, you can't even walk into the rink.
Crosby's like, look at this guy.
It's a tough little area right there.
Right? Like that Western swing for a veteran team as an Eastern Conference squad. It's hard to get through.
Yeah. Yeah,
someone
made
made it.
Your big mansion back in Pitt. Just want to be chilling, watching football.
Who was it was talking about on a telecast about how much harder it is to play in the Western Conference than Eastern Conference? It was a guy that spent the majority of his career of
You get the travel. If you're in the metro, when we were in Philly, we would take. It's an hour and a half train to Washington. It's an hour train to New York. It's a hour 20-minute bus ride to Long Island. To New Jersey's an hour bus ride. That's fucking 5 teams that you sleep in your own bed every night.
Yeah, and
you still make it back for last call.
More importantly, fuck, that would have been a good division. No wonder I never played in that division. Thank God. So, DraftKings top titty promo code Curfew Kings. I didn't get in because I'll be straight up honest with you. I was hung cheese. I really got no excuse but pure laziness.
Really?
Yeah.
I was golfing that day. I actually had to play in a fucking qualifier.
Yeah. So you got an excuse. The winner was, how do you say that? Ups?
Tunon,
133.4 points. Maxi, 42nd. Princey, 78. And Brento, I gotta
97th.
Can I say something to Brento?
He always gets it in.
I love your commitment to top
he always gets it in. Attaboy, Brento.
I love your commitment.
See you in Vegas in 1 week.
Is he going?
Yeah, he's going to be there.
By himself?
No, him and his wife.
Oh.
That's
shit.
Okay.
Didn't have everything.
Well.
Brento, you should see my eyes light up. Get that social clip from Brento. I thought you were coming soul. Turn the clocks back, fella. Turn the clocks back. This Friday, Blue Jackets, Avalanche, Sabres, Hurricanes. I'm going to fade the Avalanche and the Sabres, man. I don't know. I just think those guys.
Busy night on the docket Friday night. Yeah. Busy night.
The Sabres can score, man. They're people of Buffalo. You got the Bills.
That'll be a good game.
I'm telling you.
Sabres at Hurricane. What's the line going to be?
I don't know. I'll throw a guess.
Take a guess right now. It'll be minus
Hurricanes
145.
I was going to say minus 155 or 160.
And then Blue Jackets at Avalanche.
Avalanche minus 710. DraftKings top titty. Get in there. 126 players. We appreciate the support. Get in there. Take on the fellas. Last but not least, Curfew Calls. Maxi, what do we got, fella?
We got our first call today from our guy, Scotty J. A locker room question for you guys.
Fellas, sitting here enjoying a lit boomer brings me back to the glory days of playing D3 hockey in the Acha, where we all thought we were going pro. With the lit boomer talk, was wondering, did you guys have any rules in the locker room when it came to boomers and about spitters? If you spilled them, was there a fine? What was the fine? What was the worst you've seen? Did you have guys lip booming during games or between their toes? Love the pod, fellas. Lip boom on.
What a beauty. What was his name? Sorry, Maxie?
Scotty J.
Scotty J.
Between the toes.
Yeah, this is more of a question for me because the up dog, that's the one thing he didn't really do.
I never chewed, but I'll tell you this right off the hop before you go.
Yeah.
I played cards a lot. A lot of chewing around the card table.
Tons.
So
Most.
I just threw a lip boomer in as we talked about this. But anyway,
it's good sitting there.
I fucking once every 3 years, I would put a chew in just because I was bored and I was just like, you know what, give me a fucking chew. 25 seconds in, same old story. Spinoramas, hit the deck, fucking white-faced up dog. I'm out. I'm out of the card game. I'm done.
You guys can take my big blind. I'm done.
And I'll tell you this. I fucking drank a few fucking beer bottles. My IPA bottles would get used as spitters, and I'd fucking have a spit, and then it was fucking, I'm ready to kick someone's ass.
Yeah. No, it's, buddy, the first chew I
Like,
ever
if
had.
you're going to spit and chew around the fucking card table, own your fucking water bottle or whatever it is, and do not let anyone fucking, like, drink out of it.
Oh, yeah.
Pricks.
That's happened. That happens to that.
That sucks.
My first chew I ever had, shout out to Jason Craig, buddy I grew up with. He was like a big brother to me. We were down in Florida. I'm like, Craig, I want to chew. No. I bugged him so much he gave me a chew. Same thing, up dog. And you think I would have quit then? No, I want to just be cool guys in junior hockey. Started chewing. Anyways, spitters, great question. The dressing room was the biggest thing with the trainers, right? Like if you can never leave your spit around, especially in the National League, but even in the American League, most trainers are like, listen, if you want to throw a chew in, you can. Clean up your fucking spitters. And then on the bus. Spitters on the bus when you're a rookie. You got to clean the bus when you come back from an 8-hour road trip. And there would be
In junior,
30 fucking spitters that I have to go to the seat and pick them up and put them away. So yeah, man, the spitters were the worst part about the boys
You think
chewing.
you take pride in having like a nice clean spitter, you know?
Well, listen, my one boy Cramp, Steve
Fucking-
Cramp.
Some guys are just gargoyles.
I used to church him about it. I'm like, clean your fucking spitter out. It's gross.
Right?
He lived with me one year in the summer. Clean your spitter out.
Put a napkin in there. And
yeah,
spit in
like
there.
no, I always kept my spitter looking good. I want a new spitter all the time.
Yeah.
But I'll be honest, when I was a veteran in America League, I threw it on the floor because I wanted the rookies to pick it up.
That's like leaving your fucking shopping cart in the goddamn, you know.
Is it?
It's worse,
How
actually.
about someone at the Bay Club, speaking of shopping carts, left their shopping cart in the elevator?
That didn't go over well with you, did it?
I don't use the elevator a lot because I just have to walk up my stairs. But I use it if I go to my mailbox because it's just right there. I open the fucking thing. There's a fucking cart in the elevator. Come on. I know people are maybe a little bit older at the Bay Club.
Maybe
but
they're so old they forgot.
I don't know about that. But spitters, take care of your spitter up, dog. And the best thing about lip boomers, you don't need a spitter.
No.
So, Max, you want me to read this one or are we going one more call?
Let's go one more call real quick. This
All right.
is from Brian in Buffalo.
What's up, Missin Curfew? This is Brian from Buffalo, New York. Just calling to share a few stories with you fellas. I was at a rip joint in Denver, Colorado called Shotgun Willie's. Got to chat hockey with one of the broads, and she asked me if I know Scotty Upshaw. I say, not personally, but that guy's a beauty. And years later, me and my buddies, we go up to Lake Tahoe on a ski trip. Got the Airbnb, Sprinter, the whole nine. Obs, you would have been proud of us. Well, the weather wasn't really cooperating, so we pack up the Sprinter. We drive up to Reno, Nevada for the day. If you know anything about Reno, you know that it's one of the only places in the country where they have legal brothels. So we visited a little establishment called the Bunny Ranch. If you guys want to hear more about that one, just slide into my DMs. And final story, Billy Lano, you just mentioned him on the podcast, and people in Buffalo don't necessarily like Billy because after that flash-in-the-pan playoff performance you just described when he was playing for the Philadelphia Flyers, he got a huge ticket to play for the Sabres, and he shit the bed royally. Soaked us for many, many, many bananas. What are you going to do? But anyways, my buddy sees him at a bar. He says, Billy Lano, I'd love to buy you a shot. Lano politely declines, and the drunk bastard buddy of mine says, you'll never score another goal in the NHL as long as you live. Put a curse on him, and he never scored again. Boys, be good.
And he
Moral
never.
of the story is drink that
Fuck,
shot, Philly.
you can't be turned down. Actually, I probably should have turned down a few free
I
shots.
turn down shots from fucking fans all the time,
I never really did.
right?
That's sad. I become a fan favorite. I knew I wasn't going to become a fan favorite for my play, so I was like,
There's a couple ways you could become that.
Yeah,
fan
I knew it
favorite.
wasn't gonna
One
be
is
fun.
not turning down shots. How fucking crazy would you be to turn down a shot from a fan?
I'm a little jealous that this guy went to Shotgun Willie's and you got mentioned, not me, because I went to Shotgun Willie's every Sunday when I was in Denver. So whatever you did when you were there, you left a good impression up, Doug. That was my spot. I called it Shotgun Windbag, so after Daniel winning.
Did you? Yeah. When did
Great
I go
spot.
there?
They've redone it. We went after My Morning Jacket.
That's exactly what we did.
And I went in the finals. I don't know if you were there or not, but I went in the finals. They redid it. Like everything, right? Everything gets bigger and better. It's not. I liked it when it was older.
Yeah, it's a great name.
Shotgun Willies.
Willie.
And then Reno, Nevada. I have been to Reno, Nevada many times. Never to the Bunny Ranch. I didn't know that
No, I've never
existed.
been. I've actually only been to Tahoe.
You've never been to Reno?
No.
It's greasy. It's
greasy times, yeah.
Poor Billy Leno never got another one. But he got all his bananas. So
He got all his bananas. Good guy, good teammate.
Last but not least, here on Curfew Calls, we appreciate you guys taking your time to do this. Me and the Up Dog love it. Maxie and Binger love it. Kyle Sullivan, Sully, love the show, fellas. Appreciate the content. It's an easy way to pass the time anywhere. And I feel like you're having a couple suds in the dressing room, number one. Sully, thank you. That's what we're going for here. Because there's no place like home. Out of all the places you fellas played, 2-part question. Which team felt like home and which barn felt like home the most?
Good question.
Great question.
I can start off by telling you which ones didn't feel like home.
Columbus.
Columbus, for one, because I was living in a goddamn hotel. It sucked. It stunk. There was no restaurants to go to. That sucked.
Stunk.
Okay. For me, I would have to just say playing in St. Louis, I felt more mature. It felt like home. Felt like my squad. It felt like it was good. Felt like a good bunch of guys. And it's all about who you're playing with, and then like the city. And the city was easy, And that's probably why all those St. Louis Blues love living there when they leave the game. I don't know. I wouldn't personally, but
that was your dressing room,
and that did, and when you have a good set of guys in the room, like the arena feels like home.
Yeah.
Right. Now our practice rink was shit. It was way the fuck out of town in the boonies.
Do they still practice there?
No, they built a new one just when I left.
Yeah. Story of our career, right?
Yeah, no, but that's St. Louis is one, and then a second close, second to that would be for me Nashville. Back in the day.
It's a great question, Sully. I couldn't narrow it real down. Like my first year with Anaheim, like walking in that dressing room, like I just felt like I was walking in the Hockey Hall of Fame. Like, and then I had Getsy pairs and pens, like. But I just felt like a kid. Like I had no real part in what was going on except for they wanted to hear stories of what we did the night before. And we had lots of them. So that was good. And I knew how good that team was. But for me, first of all, it was, I thought about Vancouver just because of how nice the dressing room was. But the way they treated us, we were good. We had a good team. We laughed a lot in our dressing room. Tons of chirps flying around. Nashville, small little dressing room. Great guys. Had partner buzzing around. And then last but not least, Denver, where I was more of a veteran guy, and I had O'Reilly and Landeskog, and I was trying to kind of teach them how to be a pro, not a pro, but like you got to be vocal. Brother. You got to be vocal in the room. You got to fucking not only lead on the ice. So those are the three for me. And the one that wasn't home, that felt like a fucking Holiday Inn, was Calgary.
Although you're living at the Four Seasons, right?
I was living at the La Germaine.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's basically Four Seasons.
That's the only thing I had going for me. And my girl at the time would fly in from Cali and visit me every now and then. That was nice too. I still hate Bob Hartley. Hey, shout out to TJ Gagliardi. He was at the game of the Battle of Alberta, or one of them. And he sent me a picture from the Saladome. He's like, "What does this remind you of?" I go, "That's where career's going to die, Galli." That's where career's going to die. I'm talking you, the man. Curfew Calls, Maxie Binger. Thank you. We got Rick Rowley to come on, chirp the Leafs a little bit.